What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, here to bring to you my predictions video for this week's game versus Northwestern. Before I get started in the video, if you can, please leave a like on the video, as it definitely helps out the channel. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this game. Are you excited for it? Are you confident Michigan will win? Are you worried that they might lose? Let me know how you feel about the game in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. So let's get into this. This week we're playing Northwestern. It's one of two consecutive road games, though I will say that this one is a little bit different, as it is a road game, but it's not your typical road game. It's almost quote unquote a neutral site game, seeing as it's being played in Wrigley Field. But I'm still going to call it a road game. Why? Because even though it's not being played in, what would be considered Northwestern's actual home stadium, because I know right now they're kind of like in transition, but the mere fact that Michigan has to travel makes it a road game. So anytime that your team is not following your typical schedule of what you would do if you're playing at the big house, I'm still going to call it a road game. So, I understand that people are knocking it down or making it not as difficult because it's not being played at the home stadium. It's still a road game to me. All the different nuances of being a road game are still in play, so this is a road game. So with that being said, we're going to be playing a Northwestern team that I would say, talent-wise, Michigan should be able to beat, but effort-wise, they may give us a battle. So I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk. I don't think this is just going to be an easy win. Just pencil it in. No, I think that Michigan is going to have to earn this win. And it's going to be, to me, a hard-fought win. This has all the recipes of being a low-scoring affair. You got two teams that offensively are okay, defensively much better. So to me, what's going to boil down to is, can Michigan, one, on offense, get something going as far as their passing game goes? We already know the running game is there. We know that Northwestern isn't the best against the run and has had their troubles and their issues with tackling. So that is just a recipe for disaster for them as far as us running the football. And that's great. But until we can prove that we have actual downfield threats, this could have all the writings of 2024 all over again, where teams are going to just stack the box, dare us to throw the football, and see what they get out of it. So I feel and I hope and I pray that we use this game and the next game to try and open up the passing game. It's there. I know you look at the stats and you see the poor passing yards, the poor passing percentage, but guys were open. Bryce just missed them. Literally missed them as far as the timing of the passes goes, or literally just didn't see them when they were standing wide open. That type of miss. So guys are open. It's just whether or not we can execute. So I would like to see us, I would say, how could I put it? I would like to see them put together a clean game where you don't leave the game saying, man, if this didn't happen and this didn't happen, the score would have been this. I'm tired of saying that, and I've been saying that for all these games. I mean, you just look at last game versus Purdue. If Bryce doesn't make that crazy pick where McCulley's standing like this wide open in the end zone, or if Bryce doesn't fumble the ball out of the back of the end zone, you're looking at a different looking game altogether. But I'm tired of saying if we didn't do this, then this. I'd like to see them put together a game where from start to finish, you're like, okay, that's more like it. And we've only seen it really one game in the season. That was versus CMU. Other than that, man, it's just been like you're just frustrated. You're happy that they won. But you're just not satisfied with how it looked. And I know, even go back to the Harbaugh days, it was just a lot of just win and move on to the next game. Doesn't matter how well you won, whether you won by 50 points or you won by 1 point, as long as you won, that's all that matters. And that's true, but I would like to see us put together a complete game where all phases of the game are, executed the best that they can. Because up until this point, it's just been head scratching call, misplay, just not executing, a lot of stuff where so much meat has been left on the bone. So my key to the game is basically, can we throw the football? Can Bryce, we've had an extra week. The bye, I've always said the bye is overrated. So I'm not gonna change from my stance on that. However, the bye is good for one thing, and that is getting us healthy. And I know coming out of that Purdue game, we had a lot of guys go down either before the game or during that game. So this extra week hopefully has allowed some of those guys to get healthy, because we're going to need them down the stretch run. So key to the game is, can we throw the football? We know we're going to be able to run the football. Jordan Marshall should be able to get over 100 yards or more. That, to me, is going to be a given. But can we execute in the passing game? Can we get some big plays, big chunk plays in the passing game? We've had explosive plays, but they've been mostly in the running game. And the big passing plays, a lot of times, especially I can count at least twice where I say 3 times where Bryce made a long pass play to Andrew Marsh, and because the throw was so inaccurate, it basically negated a touchdown, where Marsh had to dive or had to lunge with one hand and catch it, or go to the ground to make the catch, where if it was just even a little bit more accurate, where he could have just caught the ball and kept running, it would be a touchdown. So that's one thing I hope that they worked on with Bryce during that bye week, because there's so much that is because of just poor footwork, poor fundamentals from a quarterback standpoint, where he's not set and he's throwing off his back foot, he's throwing sidearm, he's throwing on the run when he doesn't have to. Bryce right now reminds me of when Vince Carter used to play for the Raptors, and Vince it just used to drive me nuts, where Vince would go up for a jump shot, and he didn't do it early on in his days, but once he got more seasoned, he'd be wide open, nobody on him, and for whatever reason, he'd go up for a jump shot and fade away. And I'm like, why are you fading away? There's nobody on you. There's no reason for you trying to get whatever space that you need to get the shot off. Nobody has a hand up on you. You're wide open. Why are you fading away, man? It's just an unnecessary thing that he was doing. Maybe he didn't even know he was doing it, but it hindered his it just when his accuracy was off, because hitting a fadeaway is so much more difficult than hitting a normal shot, because you have to, there's a whole judgment and timing from where the position you are is based, against where the basket is, and you're moving. So you got to adjust for that on the fly. Why make the shot so difficult when you could just go straight up, and then it's a matter of, your fundamentals. It's the same with Bryce. There's so many times where I see him throwing on the run or throwing with a different arm angle when it's not necessary, and when he could just stepped up, planted, and thrown. And if he has good technique, the ball will be spot on for him. So hopefully that changes. Hopefully we see an improved Bryce as far as, his footwork, his timing, his fundamentals, his trust of the line. Sometimes you see him take off or start to scramble where he does have to throw in the run when he has a clean pocket, and you could just stand in there and just let it rip. So I'm interested in to see how that's going to play out. I don't think there's anything worrisome too much on the defensive front. As long as we play solid defense, we don't give up any big plays like we haven't done as well. I mean, as far as the passing game goes, we're stout on the run and we're solid on the passing game. I feel as though Northwestern is going to, struggle to score. And then it's just a matter of, like I said, getting the passing game going. So my prediction for this game, definitely see Michigan coming away with the victory. It's not gonna be high scoring at all, I don't think. So I see it being Michigan 24 and Northwestern 13. So anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoy my content, definitely leave a like on the video, as it definitely helps out the channel. If you made it this far in the video, leave a comment in the comment section below, whether you want to comment on the video itself or leave a go blue. Definitely do that. And if you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Anyways, thank you for watching, and as always, go blue.